Good evening, everybody. I hope that you are very well, and welcome to this evening's Contenders live stream, 28th of October. Obviously, this is the one that I had planned for last week, and then last week we went into a bit of live trading, which the harmonic that I identified in that live stream last week obviously played out really, really well. So I think it was worthwhile in the end. Although we never got filled during the stream, like 10 minutes afterwards, it all played out well. I just remembered that. But yeah, we're back today with how I trade altcoins. This is a question that I get asked every single day without fail about the altcoins. So I was just like, you know what, we need to do a live stream about this because the question gets asked way too much. Obviously, I do trade it in a bit of a different way, I think, than what many trade. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed tonight's live stream. I will say I just got back from working out and I'm not sure. Maybe it's just that I'm really tired, but I feel like really achy and really I don't know, like not 100%. To be honest with you, I'm feeling a bit. I don't know whether it's just like that I need some more sleep or something, because obviously I've changed my sleeping pattern to trade the daily closes. So I'm hoping it's that. I don't know, but anyway, yeah. Just got back and I was like, ugh, achy man. Anyway. Hopefully it's everything's okay and I just need sleep. So with that said, anyway, let's begin with the stream tonight. I'm going to be going through is in normal the sort of 3 parts that we're going to be doing. I want to actually start off with Bitcoin, but we'll go through an altcoin as well for chart of the week. But I wrote earlier that I'd go through the Bitcoin trades that I took over the last few hours, which obviously puts me into a long at the moment, by the way. So I'm in a long on Bitcoin, but starting with chart of the week, then how I trade altcoins, and then ending with the questions. Okay, so that's the 3 steps that we're going to be going over today. I want to start with Bitcoin because, as I wrote earlier, I can cover some of these trades in the live stream tonight, and it got a lot of thumbs up. So that's what we'll be starting it off with, going through the Bitcoin trades and how I took this long, and hopefully how this increases in price. I'm not sure on the altcoin, by the way, because obviously I was going to do Tezos, but I ended up doing Tezos another time. So I guess if you guys and girls want to comment an altcoin, and I'll do like the most voted altcoin. So whenever you want to, yeah. If you just want to comment an altcoin, then I'll do the most voted one to begin. But I want to first go through the Bitcoin trades. They weren't actually so difficult, so I can do this in a few 5 minutes probably, go through these trades. So the first trade, and what I'm talking about here is obviously Bitcoin at the time anyway was down about 3.5% in the day. Okay, so we're talking about from the high to the low, we were down about 3.5-4%. And I actually was not short during this section of the move down, so I was not actually shorting any of this. And you might think to yourself, wow, you didn't short the high up here, and you know, you come all the way down and then you get to the low, and you know, there's obviously a lot of different things that I could have done. For example, I could have been panicking this whole way down, thinking, oh my god, what am I going to do next? I have no idea. Just panic. But actually, I had myself a long position planned. It did dip down further than what I thought, but I had a plan and I kind of just stuck with it, which was originally to fill off of the CC of this low to the high. So I have the average fill now of around $13,150. Okay. Obviously, it did dip through the level. But overall, underwater for a little bit, but now back in profits. So that's the swing trade that I went for today, though. In terms of the scalp trades that I wanted to cover here, it was primarily based off of the template that we have here. So what my scalp trades today were actually during the section of the chart. It's got on the 5-minute. During this section of the chart here, okay, this section of the chart. And if you look at this, you might think to yourself, okay, what are the trades? Try and think to yourself what they might be. They were not actually so difficult. Obviously, hopefully you can remember this, that we have the point of control of the range that was about $13,008. So you can hopefully remember that the prior range was $13,008 point of control. So we drop down into the point of control of obviously this last prior range. Great support, great place to look to add to long positions. So this is the first scalp that I took. I did not have anything preset waiting here, but after we dipped through the level and got back above, I actually tried to get filled with limit orders and I couldn't. It was too quick. So I had to market into it. So my first long was a market order. And my theory at the time was actually, well, we've just hit the point of control on Bitcoin. ES was reaching to CC, and gold was also reaching the weekly. So at the time, which was going into around 230, in my opinion, anyway, you know, we were seeing, in my opinion, gold was reaching support and ES was reaching support. So that also helped me back up a belief that I should be longing here. Obviously, it worked out pretty well. And where did we run into? We ran into the flip sides, the overall value area point of value area low, sorry, of the whole range from like 20,000 to, you know, around $11,000. So that's a really important level that one wants to see reclaimed, if I'm honest. So my first one was basically market long entry, taking it up to the value area low. And this was actually pretty perfect, to be honest with you. Like the way that you come up into that value area low and you literally had the support resistance flip off of the level. And it's kind of been like a CC day. It has been a CC day. So I originally, off of the long, went into a short off of the CC, and my validation was basically coming back into the value area low. This for me was an important level. When I was longing the CC, I also started my laddered longs off of this for the swing trade, obviously. So this is a big level, the value area low. It's still actually acting as resistance at the moment. But basically, this is where I went from the long back into a short position, and then my next trade was actually really clever. I think this was a really good one. And it was off of the template. So it was on this drop here. Basically, what I had was a low where we've got stop losses with confluence of the weekly open. That is enough for me. Okay, that really is enough for me. Simply because of the fact, well, we've just hit the value area low of the overall range. Okay, it's a big level, but we pulled back so quickly into the level. When you're scalp trading, it's very likely that you're going to be getting a bounce off of taking that low. Okay, and from taking that low, I actually had preset on this one. I was preset waiting for it. So really simply, I got filled on the long as we took that low. I didn't actually manage to close out all of it because it didn't come up high enough. But I managed to close out a little bit of the long on the first. I only hit take profit 1, but obviously it ran into the 618, and then we come back down. But this was the best long of the day for me anyway. When we come down to the second low and we just absolutely perfectly bounced off the CC with confluence once again of the last range point of control. So this for me was the biggest long that I took because I had just absolute perfect confluence on it, to be honest with you. And obviously what that looked like on the 1 minute chart was this. We come from low to high, straight into that CC, and oh, it's just beautiful, the reaction, absolutely beautiful. Look at the strength that you get off of that. That's over 1% bounce in a matter of, 10 minutes. That's absolutely amazing. This though, I will be, I did actually take one loss because I tried to reshort the CC basically. So I did take one loss, but then I flipped it when we kind of got this. So I tried basically to short the last high. So this was where I took one loss, because I tried to reshort here, basically, on this candle. And I closed it as it didn't offer any resistance, so I just closed out of it. But then when we got the retest of the level, I basically went back into a long. And, well, now we're bouncing off this value area high. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk you through in terms of the Bitcoin trades there. And how I was using originally that trade for the, I think that it was just a really smart one. That low, taking the low on the weekly open and like getting the flip off of that level straight into the 618. bringing it down to the overall CC. It was just a really, I don't know, I think it was pretty clever trade. And obviously now actually this value area low is still acting as resistance. You can see the flip of the level. Resistance, 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 resistance. I'd really like to see that claimed, to be honest with you. So that's, yeah, I wanted to talk you through those Bitcoin trades. And now I'll do the chart of the week then of the most highest voted. Yeah, I think I just need a real good sleep, to be honest. VeChain link, Neo link, link. That's shared in the contenders section. Contenders, yeah, it's got to be link because everybody has voted for link right now. So let's go over link. I already have a TA, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move it over here and delete the TA. And we will do a link then. And then we start with a blank chart. So the highest voted, I mean, I just going for the highest voted, and it's clearly link USDT, actually. Link USDT, link USDT, link USDT, link USDT. So USDT pair it is. Oh, by the way, a bit of news. I spoke to Bybit, and Bybit are adding the link USDT pair within 2 weeks. I'm going to have to obviously look at the Binance pair, even though I'm trading this on Bybit. But yeah, I know 100% that the Bybit pair is getting added within 2 weeks. Obviously, it's something that they have to wait on TradingView to add, but that's 100% coming. Yeah, for this trade of the week, I'm gonna just not commentate it. I'm just gonna mark up the levels. So if I'll speak to you at the end. I'll keep the webcam on and things, I think, but I'm just gonna mute. I'm just not gonna speak during it. But we'll mark up the levels and everything together now. So let's go through link start of the week. But I just have to unmute on this because wow. Just have to unmute on that. 1,200% rise. 1,250% rise. And it tops out at the middle of the pitchfork. Yeah, I had to unmute. Wow. Okay then. Well, there we go. I think this is what I've come up with. Yeah, sorry, there was no music. You just sat there in silence. Yeah. Sorry, I literally forgot about the music. I was just singing to myself. You might have even seen me. You might have seen me singing. I was singing to myself during that muted session. Sorry, I just got like totally transfixed by the chart and forgot all about the music. I'm really sorry about that. Yeah, you were just sat in silence, so I'm sure that was disappointing. Sorry, next time I'll remember to put that on. I was keeping myself entertained though. There you go, that's Link. So now we can start with the session of today, which is how I trade altcoins. Again, yeah, I get asked this way too much. So I'm hoping that this stream I can just link to people now. So altcoin trading. Why I chart BTC when trading USD pair. So although I have just done all that work on the tether pair, well, it wasn't that much, 20 minutes. Although I've done that, I wouldn't actually trade really off of this analysis because I trade off my BTC pair analysis. Okay, this will make sense by the end of the stream. I recommend that you keep all your questions towards the end because hopefully I'll be able to answer things as we come along. But yeah, basically, that's what I'm going to be getting across. Though I would not trade off of that USDT pair analysis because I focus 100% on the BTC pair. Even though I'm trading the tether pair, I'm trading the USDT pair. So I'm trading the USD pair essentially, but I'm still doing my analysis on the BTC pair. So I want you to understand the difference between the two and then how I chart and then ending up trading the altcoins. Okay, so it should be a good one tonight, I think. So what you can see here is in trading, you have obviously USD pairs. So your standard, for example, Bitcoin USD or Ethereum USD. And you also have tether pairs, obviously, such as, like we just gone over Link USDT, ETH USDT, etc. And then also you obviously have your Bitcoin pairs. So for example, Cardano BTC or whatever this is, BTC. Okay. So for example, on Link, you can see 11 different trading pairs here. So you might think to yourself, wow, I want to trade Link, but which one are you meant to be charting and which one are you meant to be trading? You might think to yourself, wow, there's the Bitcoin pair, there's an up and down pair, there's a tether pair, there's a ETH pair, a true USDT pair. There's all these different pairs. Let's be honest, you only really want to focus. If you only trade against the Bitcoin pair, then you only need to chart this one altcoin pair. But let's say you trade the tether pair or the USD pair, like I do, then you need to chart the BTC pair while simultaneously charting the tether pair. Okay, or if you trade the USD, then USD pair, they're exactly the same. So you always want to have at least these two, the Bitcoin pair, 100% for everybody. And then if you trade the tether pair, you also want to be following the standard, where is it here? Link USDT pair. Okay, those are the only two you want. You don't need to follow any of these other ones. Okay, so out of the 11 pairs that there are, you want to follow 2 of them. You only need to follow one. If this is the only pair that you trade, then only follow that. The optional second pair is the tether pair. If you trade tether pair, obviously, then you need to track 2 and do technical analysis on 2. The rest are irrelevant. I don't think anyone's ever going to trade any of the rest. So understanding the difference. And even last week when I hinted on this quickly, there was still confusion. So I think there's so much confusion around it. And I'm not saying, by the way, that this is the right way necessarily. This is just the way that I do it. And I have had success with this method. So yeah, that's all I'd say. I'm not saying you have to follow what I do. I'm just saying this is the way that I do it and it works really well. So yeah, understanding the difference. So the Link Bitcoin pair is the underlying spot price of the altcoin. So this is why it must always be tracked, because it's literally essentially it's the underlying asset. So it's as if For the Link USD pair to move up, you would generally be expecting the underlying asset Link to be outperforming Bitcoin, because you're literally trading Link against Bitcoin. So if you think Link is going to perform better than Bitcoin, then you want to be obviously longing the Link BTC pair. But if you think Bitcoin is going to be outperforming Link, then it does not make sense to long Link BTC, because obviously it's going to be going down. So you have to have like in the forefront of your mind, really, like what do you think is going to be outperforming each other? And obviously to know this, the only way to know what's going to be outperforming is to track the Link BTC pair. You're not going to know this by tracking Link USDT. Like that would be impossible to know. So you have to be tracking the underlying asset against Bitcoin, because that's literally how the pair moves up and down. So like you, and this is obviously just, I've used Link as an example. Obviously just insert any altcoin here. So we could insert EOS. BTC is the underlying spot price of the altcoin. So Link is obviously, Link is just a popular one, but, insert any altcoin, Ethereum BTC, EOS BTC, XRP BTC, the underlying asset against Bitcoin needs to be tracked. Well, this is what I do. I would say, in my opinion, 100% that needs to be tracked. For example, I don't know why I've become fixated on Link here, but let's say Link Bitcoin. So the Link Bitcoin pair is at resistance. And let's say, because I know loads of people in the group do this, they only track the Link USDT pair, or they only track the Link USD pair. Let's say that your Link USD pair is at support. So try to do this. If I block it out, no, that's not going to be possible. But let's ignore the first part of the sentence and focus on the second part. Link USDT is at support. Would you buy or sell Link if you're trading the USDT pair and Link USDT is at support? Would you buy or sell Link? That's the first part of the question. So question is, Link USDT is at support. Would you buy it? Think to yourself, you're trading the Tether pair, Link against Tether or Link against USD, and it's at support. Would you buy or would you sell Link? I hope to get you thinking by this question, basically. Because the answer is actually you should not be buying Link. If Link USDT is at support, so if this pair that you're trading is at support, I'm telling you, no, do not buy it. Because if the Link BTC pair is at resistance, who cares if the Tether pair is at support? Because if Link BTC is at resistance and you're expecting Link BTC to go down, then you're better off longing Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is going to be outperforming Link. So that's not to say Link USD cannot go up, but let's say Link BTC is going down while Link USDT is going up. That's because Bitcoin's going up and you would be making more money trading Bitcoin. So it just makes so much more sense to follow the Bitcoin bear, because you need to know what's outperforming. It doesn't matter if you make money on this pair, because if you had just made more money trading Bitcoin, what's the point in longing the USDT pair? It literally does make no sense. And I think this is a concept that loads of people don't understand. So for example, if Link BTC is down 4%, but Bitcoin's up 5%, the Tether pair will be up 1%. Okay, you see this all the time. So you're seeing, again, sorry I wrote Link so much, but let's say Icon, so ICX Bitcoin is down 4% on the day. Bitcoin's up 5%. So we've seen this a lot recently, haven't we? We've seen Bitcoin going up a lot. Okay, we saw yesterday Bitcoin up 5%. You saw the majority of altcoins down, let's say 4%. So we saw yesterday Link down 4% because Bitcoin absolutely took off, and Bitcoin went up 5%. And so you might have thought to yourself, "Oh, great! I've been trading Link USDT. I've been trading Link USDT long and I'm up 1%. Well, it doesn't make any sense, does it? Because you might as well just been trading Bitcoin, because if that's up 5%, because Link BTC has dropped 4%, you're left with 1% gain when you literally would have made more money just sat in Bitcoin because it's up 5%. So it's so fundamental to trade, or even if you're not trading it, to track the underlying spot asset, the Link BTC, for example, because you need to know what that's doing, because it literally makes no difference. Like I see lots of posts from people like, Bitcoin's up 10% on the day, let's say. And then I see someone posting, Oh yeah, I just traded EOS USD and I've got a 5% gain. I think, why are you even celebrating this? Because it's actually it's I'd basically class it as a loss. Like, you literally would have made more money just trading Bitcoin long. Like, if the BTC pair is down and you've made money trading the USDT pair or the USD pair, like, that's not a win, because you make more money trading Bitcoin. Okay, it's so important to understand this. It's so, so important. Okay, so in my opinion, anyway, in my opinion, it does not make sense to trade the USD pair if you do not track the BTC pair first. It just makes absolutely zero sense. So I always start with tracking the Bitcoin pair of the altcoin. And once I have finished my analysis on that, I will then move to the USD pair. Okay, so I will always do my analysis on the Bitcoin pair first. So if I want to trade Tezos USDT, I will start doing my analysis on Tezos BTC. Oh, sorry, I've accidentally put these two in the same slide, but nevertheless. So having the knowledge that you must track at least two charts, a USDT pair and a Bitcoin pair, you can see why trading less altcoins is recommended. So I will trade the USD and USDT pairs, but I always trade from what BTC pair is doing. So what I mean by this is, now you know that you have to be tracking the Bitcoin pair because that's what's making the asset move, and also the Tether pair. You can see why you have to cut down. It's not possible to, let's be honest, it's not viable to be trying to trade 20 altcoins. It's not viable, because if you're trying to trade 20 Tether pairs, you actually have to be doing 40 different charts. So you can see how it's like so not viable. If you want to be doing this well, you just have to be trading less. In my, again, not financial advice sort of thing, but I think it's a bit silly to be trying to trade loads of different altcoins. I think you need to be more than happy with 5 altcoins. That means you're trading, you're charting about 10 different charts, let's say. So you're only trading 5 alts, but you're having to chart this 10 times. Basically, there's 10 charts to manage. So I really think loads of people lose money because they altcoins. I hate altcoins really because they're put on such a pedestal, especially by newer traders. And I truly believe that so many people lose money in crypto because they try and chase the altcoins. Binance is basically the casino. Binance has 1,000 alts. It doesn't have that much. It has about 300 alts. But it's like a casino. People are trying to chase the next pump. They're going from this coin to 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 this coin. Oh, this one's going to move 100%. No, this one's going to move 100%. Now this one's the next one to pump. It's an absolute casino, and it's an absolute, let's be honest, like, not many people make money doing this. The only way that I can see there's a viable way that you can make money trading altcoins is if you really, I just don't think it's possible to make money trading altcoins if you're trying to trade hundreds of different alts. You have to put it into a manageable list, and I really would kind of recommend like 5 altcoins is more than enough. Like, more than enough. 5 altcoins, then you've got 10 pairs to trade. 10 pairs to chart, obviously 5 to trade, but you have to be charting that Bitcoin pair against Tether. You got to be trading the for example, EOS BTC and also EOS USD if you're trading the USD pair. So it's very, 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 very important that you understand that. Okay, and I think I have explained this. And we'll go over to a chart in a minute. We'll load up the linked BTC chart, and I'll explain what I would do. So obviously, altcoins can be traded for more USD or Bitcoin, depending on your goal. You do have to make that decision of what do you want, more Bitcoin or more USD, sort of thing. Okay, so I want to go over now to, for example, we've done this analysis. So like, let's say I want to trade the Link USDT pair here. What I would do first, I've already done it, is do an analysis on the Bitcoin pair. Okay, this is slightly outdated. We can just oh yeah, you see that wick up yesterday on the on the Bitcoin pair? That was the old channel that we were trading. That old channel came back in here, lost, and then back tested by a crazy wick. Crazy wick, but it back tested that channel and obviously got rejected. So basically what I'm getting to here is even if I want to trade the Tether pair, I would need to be looking at what's happening on the Bitcoin chart. Okay, so I would need to do my analysis here. Because let's say, for example, I don't know, we're expecting the Bitcoin pair, and again, this is not what I'm expecting, let's say, but let's say we're expecting this to come down to the weekly, lower weekly, let's just say. So we're expecting Link BTC to drop another, it's going to be lots. We're expecting Bitcoin, and again, example, we're expecting this to drop another 14%. If that's the case, and this looks as if it's dropping 14%, let's say I look at the tether pair, and I'm like, oh, right, the tether pairs at support, I'm actually expecting this to go up, I'm expecting this to go up 14%. In my opinion, it makes absolute zero sense to be longing the tether pair from here up 14% if you're actually expecting the BTC pair to go down 14%. Okay, because it basically will overall, well, you're very reliant on what Bitcoin does. So if you trade the tether pairs, you're so reliant on what Bitcoin does. But you also have to be very much aware that if you're longing the tether pair, you have to be expecting Bitcoin to also do pretty well, because it's directly correlated to obviously Bitcoin. So that's another thing that I'd bear in mind. I don't really enjoy the tether pairs so much. You know, this is so much more simple to just trade the Bitcoin pair, but obviously you just have a lot less access to where you trade these things. So I only trade on Bybit now. So, you know, got to trade the tether pair here. And, you know, that's just one thing that I would absolute stress. You just have to do your analysis on here, because let's say, for example, over the past 4 days, Link is down 13%. Let's check the tether pair. Over the past 4 days, is this so over the past 4 days, so it's basically break even. So over the past 4 days, you would have basically made no money and lost no money on the tether pair by trading Link Tether. But over the past 4 days, obviously, if you were trading this on Bitcoin, over the past 4 days, you're up about 2%. So you can see how it's affected by the Bitcoin pair, like this tether. But let's go on to a higher term time frame, and I'll try and just pick a really nice example of how we can explain this. Okay, so this is going to be a good example. Over the past 73 days, Link is down 50% almost. The tether pair over the past 50 days is down 42%. Bitcoin over the past 42 days almost is up 29%. So if you've been trading, well, I guess this isn't the best example because they're totally inversed, but nevertheless, you can have seen if you had been trading this long, well, obviously you'd have lost money. You'd have made more money just actually trading Bitcoin. So we need to find an example of something that's up over, and it's not going to be hard to find something, an altcoin that's up over the past. See, this example works best if you're looking at something that's really bullish. But I don't have any altcoins that I track that are really bullish over the past month. But let's just say, well, I guess I'll do the questions. And if anybody has any problems struggling what I'm trying to explain here, then I'll answer the question. Because I don't know. It's just like the fact, like today, EOS BTC. So EOS BTC is up to 2.2%. Okay, so EOS is up 2.2%. So obviously, if you were trading the tether pair long today, it would have been okay, to be honest, because obviously it's still down, but not as heavily as Bitcoin. So it's basically just so fundamental of what the Bitcoin pair is doing to how you're trading this tether pair. Like, yeah, you just have to do everything twice because you have to track what's happening on this pair, because it's absolutely influential to what's happening on the tether pair. And if your underlying asset's not going to outperform Bitcoin, then it just makes absolute zero sense to trade your tether pair like long. It just makes no sense. So ask some questions, please. And if there's any confusion about that, then I'll explain. There's quite a lot of questions. I can see them. I saw some special fib levels during your link charting. Couldn't help see the correlation so quick. Can you explain, please? Special fib Bitcoin levels. I'm not sure what you mean by my special fib levels. So I was using obviously the negative and positive ones. I guess this is what you mean. So we obviously have those for the expansion, and then for the negative, we have these ones. I have gone through those in a live stream before, so they're not really special per se. I have covered those in a live stream before under negative, and if that's not what I mean, then let me know. But I think that's all that I used in that link analysis. Any reason you chart on log scale? A really good question. So I use log scale when the asset is really volatile, and link is really, really volatile. So it's easier to chart in log scale. For example, if I try to do this in normal view, you can see how I can't get anything in the chart. I switch on log and I can suddenly see everything. So that's the reason. I can do a proper stream on this. It is a little bit more complex, but that's a light overview because it's so volatile. I have a set of altcoins that I trade. Yes. So I only really trade these altcoins now. Ethereum, EOS, XRP, not so much really. Litecoin, Link, and Tesla. So basically the ones that are on Bybit, to be honest with you. But yeah, I mainly am just a Bitcoin trader. To be like, I primarily just trade Bitcoin, but I will trade altcoins if their setup is really good. And I like to trade Ethereum the most. And I also enjoy trading EOS, Link, and Tezos is one that I'm really interested in recently because it got added on Bybit. But yeah, I've given up on, I don't trade Binance, and that's obviously where the majority of the altcoins are. I used to trade altcoins a lot. You know, I used to trade altcoins a lot, but yeah, I just don't trade them a lot anymore. But yeah, these are the ones that I like to trade really. Tezos, Link, primarily Ethereum, to be honest. Those are like my main three: Link, Tezos, and Ethereum. I used to trade a lot of BAT, ZRX, and Link. Those were like used to be my main three altcoins. But now it's more Ethereum, Link, and Tezos really. So yeah, there you go. Do you think altcoins are good longer term? No. To be honest with you, no. I don't. I think altcoins are good investments. But again, that's my personal opinion. But I don't like investing in. Yeah. So yeah, in my opinion, no. I'm a trader though when it comes to altcoins and crypto. I don't invest in any of it. So yeah, that's my opinion. I wouldn't hold any altcoin for long term. And we're talking about years, long term sort of thing. I wouldn't myself. Do you have any stats as to which alts are correlated to Bitcoin and how? Is it positive, negative, depending on the alt? Do you mean, for example, if Bitcoin's moving up, then this alt's more likely to move up? I'm not 100% sure what the stats you're referring to here. I suppose, yeah, well, I suppose you mean a general correlation of if Bitcoin's going up, then this alt is going to go up. And if Bitcoin's going down, then this alt's going to go down. And the answer is no, they don't really work in such a correlated fashion. Obviously, at times you get a little bit of correlation between the only ones that really have it that I've ever traded is Litecoin. But occasionally goes through periods of correlation, and obviously Ethereum as well. So really, those two majors. Litecoin is one of the biggest. But like this, it's kind of like the ES. It comes and goes. It comes and goes. But though that's the only one. Those are the only two really. Primarily Litecoin. So Litecoin can be used, but the correlation sometimes is really, really, really strong. You know, remember in 2019 where you got a lot of Litecoin move up and you were like, right, Bitcoin's going to move. And within 5 minutes, it followed. Like then that happened for like months. You know, it happened for probably about a month and a half. But then the correlation goes, and there's not really like a real strong correlation to be like, oh, this is a tradable statistic. You know, I wouldn't say there's any that sort of long-term tradable statistic of it. Litecoin comes and goes, and more often it's not there than it is. Okay, the majority, like 99% of altcoins, when Bitcoin goes up, they go down. So basically, you want to long when Bitcoin pair is at support and you expect Bitcoin to rise. Essentially, the best place to trade it is actually if Bitcoin's going sideways. So kind of the best place to trade it is if you think Bitcoin is going to go sideways. It's probably the best time to trade alts, to be honest. But nevertheless, yeah, you would only really trade your tether pair if your Bitcoin pair's at support. So it's just so fundamental. Let's say you always trade Ethereum USD. It makes no sense to trade Ethereum USD long if the Ethereum BTC pair is at resistance and it's going down. It makes no sense at all, because you'd actually just make more. You'd make more money, not just holding Bitcoin, because if your Bitcoin pair is going down, so if Ethereum BTC is going downwards, why would you long the USD pair? Because you'd actually make more money. If the USD pair is going up, then it means that Bitcoin's going up. So you might as well just long Bitcoin. Yesterday's a really good example. You saw Bitcoin up 5%. Okay, so yesterday Bitcoin was up 5%. I don't know this because I can't say for yourself, but let's say yesterday you traded Ethereum long. Are you happy trading Ethereum long yesterday? Did you walk away yesterday thinking, oh great, I've made 1% on Ethereum USD long? And were you happy with this? Like, if that was me, I'd be really upset, because I'd be like, oh, I just longed Ethereum USD and it looks like a good trade. Actually, I'd have made more money trading Bitcoin long, because Ethereum BTC got hammered. Ethereum BTC was down yesterday. So this is the example that I can show you then, I suppose. It's a good example. So let's say yesterday you longed Ethereum USD. Okay, 1 hour chart. And you made yesterday, about 4%. Ethereum BTC yesterday is down about 4%. So you can see here that if you had longed, so let's just do the times correct, from 10 a.m. to the high there at 4 a.m. So October the 27th, 10, 4. Let's just mark this out. Vertical line, 10 till 4. So let's say you longed the low and you sold the high, and 4.5% between 10 and 4. At the same time, here we're looking at 10 to 4. The Bitcoin pair was down 2.5%. So Bitcoin yesterday between 10 and 4 is up 4.5%. Or actually, it's 4%. The 27th. 10 a.m. I think I clicked on the wrong pair, because I clicked on the wrong pair. I think I was looking at EOS then, because actually you can see that this one has not done anything. This yesterday actually didn't go down. So this has not been the best example, because I don't know what pair I was looking at then, because between 10 and 4, actually Ethereum done nothing. So Ethereum BTC went sideways. I think I was I was looking at EOS. This would have been a better example. Okay, you can see how okay, we can still use this as an example. Actually, if you had longed Ethereum USDT yesterday, you would have made exactly the same amount, basically, as Bitcoin. The tether pair moved up 4.5%. Bitcoin moved up, basically 4%. And that's actually because the BTC pair yesterday went, basically sideways during this period. So let's use one that went down. And I meant to use this one as EOS. So EOS between... But we got it right this time. Between 10 and 4. Okay. And we want to go back to the 27th. Between 10 and 4. Okay. So if you had longed the Bitcoin, if you had longed EOS USDT yesterday at 10 a.m. and sold the high, you would have made 1.8%. So this is the example. Now focus. You had longed EOS yesterday and you had made 1.5%, 1.8%. What if you thought, oh, great, I've just made 1.8% on my EOS USD long? I would class this as an absolute loss, because during the period that you just made 1.85%, if you had been long on Bitcoin, you would have made obviously about that 4%. So you essentially just lost money. You made money, but at the same time, you would have just made more money trading Bitcoin, because during that period, EOS was down. The Bitcoin pair was down 2.5%. So you see the difference there. You would have made 4% on Bitcoin. You only made 2% on this pair because of the EOS Bitcoin pair being down about 2%. So you can see how it's taken away the gains because you've traded an asset that's gone down. So obviously the Ethereum pair would have been okay to trade because actually it went sideways. But if you had traded EOS Tether long yesterday, you would have lost money. Well, you would have not made as much money as just sat in Bitcoin. XRP, you would have also done the same. The same on Litecoin, the same on Link, the same on Tezos. You know, Tezos yesterday, great example. Tezos yesterday was down around, let's just say it was around 5% yesterday. So Tezos was down about 5%. So if you were long on the Tezos pair yesterday, you would have actually lost money, even though the Bitcoin went up. So how annoying would have that been? So you have to understand what's happening on the Tether pair. I mean, the Bitcoin pair. I really hope that makes sense. Sorry, I think it was confusing because I accidentally clicked on blimmin' Ethereum. I think you can get the idea. What is log scale? I think I'm going to do a live stream on log scale. It's I can explain it. Basically, I use it if the asset's really volatile or the asset's got a long history. I think I'm going to do a live stream on log scale. Posted a chart. I'd like to look at DXY versus alts. Maybe this can help others that only like to trade Tether. For the stream in regards to the inverse correlation. Link DXY. Oh, right. So he's got an inverse correlation here between USD itself. So obviously this is when Link is outperforming USD, and here USD is going down. So obviously Link is outperforming USD. So yeah, that also makes sense. So this is then seeing what's actually outperforming the dollar index or Link. Yeah, that's I suppose that also makes sense, a way of doing it as well. I've never actually traded altcoins in that way, but yeah, that's a viable way as well, I suppose, when you think about it, to be fair. Yeah, there you go. So let me just check here a second. That's an interesting way to think about it, tracking the dollar index like this. So I think that's all the questions that have been collected, and looks like the last one. Yeah, I'll do a live stream on log scale. It probably warrants me going through it, to be fair. Yeah, my thoughts on Bitcoin is that I really need to see it actually reclaim this value area low. So until it does that, you have to be slightly cautious, I think. Because this is a really, really, really big resistance. If it can claim it, yeah, it's pretty nice. But if it doesn't, then obviously it's a big resistance actually at the moment. So be aware of that level. It is a really, really big resistance right now. So really, you got to be aware of this value area low. Big resistance, okay? Really big. Yeah, so there you go. That's the live stream of tonight then. So obviously in the next Champions live stream, we're going to be continuing with the trading setups. Oh, where is that post earlier? I just have to go back into general chat to find this, I suppose. But obviously, we're continuing with the live trading series. And on Sunday, this is obviously a print screen from that live stream on Sunday, where we actually got those 2 lower orders filled. I managed to sell that obviously at the high. And this is something that I set up on the orders on live stream and then leave them till next week. And so that order obviously went really well, because that was laddered orders. Would have been here and here. So $7,000 filled, and then sold it all here. So that was profit from here up to there, sold everything, and now you're back down here. So that ended up a really good trade, didn't it? So that's obviously what happened on Sunday. And on the next Champions live stream, we're going to be continuing with the same. So we'll have another setup going. But so far, it's been 2 weeks and 2 profitable weeks when we look at spot Bitcoin. Yeah, been going great. Obviously, we've done the questions. And so ending with the summary then. And that is Bitcoin pairs. Even if you're trading Tether, is an absolute must. You got to trade. You got to at least be charting that Bitcoin pair. And I personally would say this means you got to be trading less altcoins. I like the people that still try and trade 20 alts. I think it's like not really viable in my opinion. I mean, if you're doing it well, good luck to you. But I would be surprised. Obviously it's possible, but you got to dedicate a lot of time to that. And then lastly, trade them better. And what I mean by trade them better, so trade less altcoins, but your quality of trading should be good. You know, it should be better in theory, because instead of trying to manage lots of different things, you're managing a smaller amount, but you should be able to dedicate more time to that. Thus, really, you should obviously be trading it better if you're dedicating more time to it. So that's my theory when it comes to alts. Why I trade, you know, after this live stream, I might go and long Tezos USDT, to be honest. But it's because of the analysis that I've done on the Bitcoin pair to see it's at support, and I think it's going to be outperforming Bitcoin, let's say. So it's really important that this is the way that I do it, and it works well. And so if you want to follow what I do, then there's a live stream on how I trade alts. So I'm going to say thank you ever so much, everybody. And I will catch you for the Champions live stream on Sunday, and next week again for the next Contenders live stream. So thank you ever so much. Hope that you've enjoyed this one and it's helped you with this, because I get asked this question every day. So hopefully this is well explained, and I'll catch you next week. Cheers, everybody. Thank you. Have a brilliant time, and goodbye. Cheers.